I'm Margaret Roderick, and I was born at Newton Farm, Skethrog in 1932. Of course, I was very young then when Mrs Henderson lived here. Mr and Mrs Henderson lived at Ashford House, which is towards Llandetti. And she started the WI here in Talybont. I just remember this very tall, to me, she was a very tall lady, and she was always dressed in a very nice tweed suit and a sort of a round velvet hat. And I think she had very thick stockings. I didn't really know her very well because I was at such an age difference, but she was a very nice person and very kind to the village. Yes, yes. Although she lived down at Ashford, which was out of the village, but she supposed spent a lot of time with WI. And I did join the WI, and then I was asked to go on and represent the WI on the Henderson Hall committee, and I was also a member of the Hall committee as well when David Morgan was chairman. Yes, so I was here for the opening of the hall, and I remember Mrs Henderson standing on the stage here doing the opening ceremony. There were a lot of people here. Yes, I think there were a lot of guests, invited from, all different organisations who used the hall, like the WI Mothers Union. Yes, a good many years after the hall was opened, a few of us decided it would perhaps be rather nice to run a luncheon club for the elderly and lonely in the village. So we ventured forth and did that, and we used to do it once a month, and they'd have like a two-course meal, and then at Christmas we'd have a Christmas party where anybody from the village could come free of charge. One of the things I can remember after the hall was opened, the windows on the side, Laura Ashley were giving away material, so David Morgan, who was then chairman, and Vera and myself drove up to Newtown, and we went to the factory, and we came back with loads and loads of material, all the same, but now we had to make them. So a few of us, I think Anne Jackson, our rector's wife then, I think she was one of them, so we set about making curtains, which of course didn't last all that long, So I was a member of the Mothers Union, I said more than 50 years ago, because we used to meet in the old church hall. Well, when the hall was built, of course, it was a great asset to the community because people could have easy access to it, and all the facilities were here. Whereas before that, we had to go up to the old church hall, which was a little walk out of the village. So it meant people could easily make their way on foot here. The effect on the children was great too, because they had all the access to the hall, and they used to have play groups here, I think, and guides and brownies and little drama groups, I think, if I remember rightly, yes. Yeah. So it was very good for the children and the adults, yeah. I think the hall is very important because it means that all sorts of different organisations can use it, from tiny children who come here, I think, to play groups, right up into adults when they want to have meetings or social events. Or I know my grandson had his 18th birthday party in the hall here. So that's one of my memories. And one of my happy memories was my eldest daughter, Frances. She was in the guide and she got her Queen's Guide Award, and it happened on the stage here. It opened up a lot of doors really for especially young people in the village.